Now, question is, how can I make travel more of a priority in my life? What is travel? Okay, yeah. What exactly is this question? All right, so this question is actually emphasize travel means like that. I'm not talking about travel means like, yeah, you are going from office to home and no, that is kind of like a different travel. Okay, I'm talking about travel means like that, going out. Okay, like basically go to somewhere like basically for a couple of days. You understand travel? Like I shouldn't supposed to be tell you about the travel and stuff like that. All right, yeah. Basically, is this thing you are actually escape from the routine work and try to do something different, try to experience something new environment and new culture, new place. It's feel really good, it's feel really great. Okay, yeah. In this question they actually mention priority. Okay, yeah. What's a priority? Priority means like that key, like do you actually preference that travel is, you should supposed to be travel more. Okay, if you don't really understand, I'm going to give you example. Okay, yeah. So you are a kind of like a person who is at the school or college or something like that. You have a lot of time, okay, and you have a lot of friends too. You wanted to go to travel, but unfortunately you don't really have any kind of like a money. But somehow you try to manage and go. Okay, yeah. Like after certain age, like you got a job, you have responsibility, you have money, you have a kind of like a something really that came like energy and everything. You have a couple of friends but you don't really have any time. Okay, yeah. And you don't really have any time, so that means like you don't really prioritize travels. Why? Because mostly people are at the age of 30, or like basically is this thing like pursuing the responsibility or something like that. So in that particular situation we kind of like a somethingly preference more to our career, okay, instead of travel. Okay, if the career is a travel then it might be a something different thing. But if you are kind of like a somethingly doing career, then travel is a kind of like a something very tertiary priority. Okay, yeah. And as also if you are not enthusiastic for traveling, then probably this kind of like a stuff will not gonna happen. Okay, like you probably seen in your lifetime, like in your life there are so many people who don't really travel that much. Okay, why? Because of that key, they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to, like they have so many reasons that they why they shouldn't supposed to travel. Like basically I have this, I have that, and that, and that. Like basically the one important thing is that they don't want to travel, so that's why they didn't really seen those stuff and something like that. Okay, yeah. But why travel is the most like a priority? Like why should I supposed to give the priority for travel? Okay, yeah. Well, let me tell you one thing that key, like when we are kind of like a something stuck at particular routine and work and something like that, we are kind of like a something just like wanted to escape. Yeah, like escape the reality and kind of like a see something new place or something like that. It kind of like a something giving you refreshment. Okay, yeah. It is essential, okay, for more productive. It is also essential for like travel is not just kind of like a experiencing new moment. No, a travel is a kind of like a something that experience with a person who you are going with. Okay, like your significant other or your friend. Like basically is this thing, usually I went to travel with my friend, so basically our bond is became even more stronger. Okay, yeah. If you're going with your significant other, obviously the bond became even more stronger. Like basically is this thing, we are actually facing some sort of kind of like a something very different kind of like an environment, that we are not kind of like a something adjust into it. But having some sort of person around you, it kind of like a help you, and it kind of like a strengthened the bond between you, and that is most essential thing. Okay, yeah. It's essential because of that if you are the kind of person who is always kind of like arguing or kind of like saying this thing, yeah, क्यों travel करना है, क्या travel करना है, it's like that ना, the hassle and something like that. Well, why does they think that कि because they didn't really like have interest. Yeah, what do you mean by interest? So travel is not a necessary thing. Yeah, like basically this thing we have kind of a couple of necessary thing. What is that? Get a education, get a job, get a house, get a married, get a responsibility. we have that kind of like a responsibility, and we have that kind of like a, it's a necessary, because we created a some sort of rule for ourselves to make our life better. Okay, and what are those rules? Like complete your education till the age of 25, get your job till the age of 27, get married till the age of 30. Okay, yeah, have a kid at the age of 31, and basically is this thing then rest of your life. So this is kind of like a something rule that we have, that we actually created, and these are rules are really essential for living your life for better. Okay, yeah, so it's really necessary. Travel is a kind of like a something really people usually refer to as a kind of like a something luxury. Okay, what's a luxury? A luxury means like that कि you are going to the office, you have a bike, you are going to the office. Okay, yeah, you are using your bike to go home from your office, so your bike is necessary. Instead of that, if I replace bike into the car, then will be that car is necessary? No, it will not, because you already have a bike, sorry, you already have a bike, and you don't really need a kind of like something car. And basically having a car, that means it kind of like a hassle, because you stuck more in the traffic. Okay, as also it cost maintenance, fuel and everything. Okay, so buying a car is a kind of like a something really a luxury thing. Okay, first of all, it costs so much, it maintenance, it is like really required money to kind of like a something having that thing, and output that we get is equivalent to nothing. Okay, then is this thing, then why does people buy such a thing? It's kind of like a something just a standard or something like that, like a people want to represent that they are kind of like a something standard, so they are kind of like a something buying such a car. Okay, I'm talking about as an Indian point of perspective. If you're living in Europe or US, then might be this point of perception is a kind of like a something very different or common. But I'm talking about Indian point of perspective. Having a car or owning a car is a kind of like a something represent a standardness, that you are kind of like a something above all of them. Whatever, it's a kind of like a something very different topic. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing, that we usually kind of like a prefer some sort of thing, buying a car, buying some sort of thing, but travel is a kind of like a something required interest. Okay, if the people are really interested in travel, those people are just go experience something like that. But people are not really interested in this thing, they just don't want to, because they always think that it's a kind of like a something hassle and something like that. Why? Because travel is a kind of like a something escape from the routine, but as also escape from the comfort zone too. Okay, what do you mean by comfort zone? So basically this thing, when we follow the routine, we have some sort of comfort zone. What is a comfort zone? A comfort zone means like that you wake up in the morning, you go to the office at 10 a.m., coming to the office at 5 p.m. Since you came, you don't really have to do this thing. You just kind of like a sit in front of TV, play PlayStation or something like that. Like basically go outing with your friend just for a couple of hours, come back, you had a dinner, that's it. Went back to sleep, that's it. It's kind of like a create a comfort zone. Okay, and your body is a kind of like a somebody want to be in that comfort zone. Okay, for some people this routine is kind of like a somebody hectic, but some people are literally accept that routine. Okay, and which is everyone does it na, like basically this is thing, when you have a job, like you won't be able to kind of like a something like that keep saying this thing that I have to go to the office. It's your responsibility, it's your kind of like a something that a work that you have to do. So everyone does it, and when you follow that routine for like years of years, you creating comfort zone regarding about every steps. Okay, like how do you act in the office, what kind of like a work, what kind of like a something, like there are so many things. But travel is a kind of like a something that completely opposite. Okay, because you can't even find the comfort zone. Okay, yeah, because everything is kind of like a something hassle, you don't, you have to figure it out, this and stuff like that. Like this kind of like a situation most of people don't really want to face. Okay, so that's why most of people don't really want to travel. Okay, yeah. So um so what is actually the answer of this question? Like how do I supposed to set my priority for travel? Like how like is this kind of like a travel is necessary for me? Yes, travel is necessary for everyone. Okay, yeah. Then like how should I supposed to like set the priority? Like I have responsibility, just do your thing. Like I'm not gonna asking you to just like go every weekend. No, once in a month, or like once in a 6 month, or once in a year, had enough. Okay, but is this thing that ki, make sure that when you travel, um, if you are travel with your significant other, that is also okay. Okay, yeah. But if you wanted to improve that travel experience even more, just travel with your friend. Okay, yeah. Like your colleague or office colleague or whatever it is. Okay, like just gather all those people and go. It kind of like a simply improve the experience even more. All right, yeah. But important thing is that priority, set the priority that key, you have to travel at least once in a year. It kind of like a give you a little bit of something really experience something that. And right now people are kind of like a traveling more oftenly. Okay, yeah. Like basically this thing, my father generation haven't really traveled that much. Like my father haven't really traveled that much. Like my mother used to travel a lot. She has that kind of like an interest regarding about travel, but my father is not. And because of my father didn't really want to travel, so my mother is actually stuck at home and she never really went. Okay, yeah. So yeah. But in this generation, this new generation, like my generation, is a kind of like a something that they used to travel more oftenly. Just go outing, go there. Okay, yeah. It's good, it's great. Okay, people are setting little bit of priority for the travel, and it's essential. I don't know, but it's good. Okay, yeah. So how do I make travel more of priority in my life? Is kind of like a something that it's not a force. Okay, like nobody is actually kind of like a forcing you to do those things whatever. Just whatever the, like I'm just asking once in a year. Okay, yeah, once in a year gather all those people and just go. All right, yeah. uh Next question.